Welcome to part 2 of Rape Culture History. Now, if you have not heard part 1, you definitely should get up on it. But for this part 2, I'm going to open up with my experience of sex. I grew up in a very hypersexualized family, as all of us have. And being that I grew up in a Christian household, it was, let's keep it hush hush. We don't talk about things like that. But yet, there was a lot of aggression and rage. Now, fast forward, you would hear things like, she just upset and angry because she ain't getting none. Or they happy because they been getting some. Now, this right here is drawing attention to me. There's a lot of trauma bonds with sexual energy. And a lot of people aren't taking the time to actually heal it. Because if we're reliant on someone else's sexual energy just to have a high peak in our day or to have some creative energy, there is obviously a parasitic host dynamic going on that is strong due to a trauma bond. Now, a lot of us attract sexual partners based off of what's in our sexual energy, based off of what has happened generationally. And it is our responsibility to take the time to heal it ourselves. But a lot of individuals are walking around looking for others to temporarily heal them. See, a lot of narcissists seek out empaths, okay? Because not only do they want fame, empaths naturally attract attention when we're in alignment, and when we're out of alignment, we are basically targeted. So either way, an empath is looked at as a sacrifice because a narcissist wants fame. Fame feeds a narcissist's ego. That's why there's a lot of narcissists in the entertainment industry. Okay? However, this always bites them in the ass because their own people take them out. They think it's the people outside of them they need to worry about. No, it's their own people taking them out. Now we gonna go back to wait, because I was on the trail there. But narcissists seeking healers for temporary relief. Okay? So a lot of us healers, we can naturally heal ourselves, even our own sexual energy. Narcissists can't do that. So this is why there is a lot of prep done on the empath in the early stages to make them defenseless so that they can attract narcissist after narcissist. And then for people to say, well, that's just life. Well, that's just a circumstance that you walked into. That's just a circumstance that you happen to be experiencing. So, a lot of us empaths grew up like, oh my gosh, my life is this and that, only to discover we were under generational curses in our childhood that others before us were in, and no one decided to talk about it. So as we empaths continue to really explore who we are, and we start to understand this whole energy thing, we go back to sexuality, creation, our sacral chakra. And it goes here not because this is where everything started. No, the root chakra is what is important. But we go to the sacral chakra because a lot of times our sacral chakra is highly targeted for energy. This is why our root chakra is destabilized from the very beginning with sexual molestation. 444 confirmation. And then through the sacral chakra, it is much easier to get access to all our other chakras, more so our third eye. So when you connect all this together, let's uncover some more illusions about sex, because this right here is showing me that there's a lot of people, you know, who are trying to have these really deep, intimate connections with people. But people have this saying, once we had sex, it went downhill. No, it's not that it went downhill after sex. There was no foundation. Either both partners' root chakras are off, or one was on, and that, you know, unequal energy exchange of sex got it off. Okay? So if you're aware now that your root chakra is not where it needs to be, you need to do what you got to do to get your root chakra where you need it to be. Only you can do that shit. Okay? But what happens is these unhealed wounds of sadism start to negatively impact the relationship. This is where possessiveness comes in. You know, some people will be like, she got that good, he got that But the reality of it is, insecurities are rising to the surface. Emotions have been activated from childhood traumas. So sex is a Kundalini awakening. The Kundalini awakening awakens everything within you that needs your attention. We have the 5 of Cups supported by the Temperance in reverse. So, you know, when you're first in that stage of meeting somebody and you're like, they look good, they got a good personality, ooh, yes. And then you're like, I'm so excited, I want to get it in. Then after you get intimate with the person, it seems as if they lost interest. It's because that Kundalini awakening that you guys both had, or a transfer of energy occurred. And what was awakened within both of you is unhealed aspects of severe grief that's connected to your sacral chakra, that is basically throwing you off balance. That's why a lot of people find it very difficult to be intimate with people. And it's because, you know, instead of taking the time to heal in your own unique way to keep all your chakras balanced, a lot of us just like, I want to be in a relationship, let me go. But most relationship connections, you know, even same sex, it's like, well, let's have sex. And because these unhealed traumas of sadism are being activated, the people who choose not to take the time to heal, they turn on each other long term. That's why you'll have people like, I don't want to talk to my ex. It's not the ex, it's, well, what in me needs to be healed. Instead of looking at it, how can, you know, what did my ex do? All right. So we have the 2 of Cups, the Ace of Cups upright, supported by the 4 of Cups. So I'm going to read from the book for this, because all this water energy is very beautiful. Ace of Cups, falling in love, self-love, allowing yourself pleasure. Now, self-love is standing out to me more than anything. Loving every aspect of yourself before you actually give yourself to another is important. Because, you know, I'm going to tell you about my journey. I used to start loving myself and my energy would go up and I would attract another energy vampire. And I didn't stabilize or ritualize how I would keep my self-love up together. I wasn't aware of, you know, triggers, or how I was loving myself. All I knew was I was doing something that made me feel good with myself, by myself, and I would experience severe bouts of loneliness, isolation, and then I'd meet an energy vampire after I got my energy up, and my energy would be drained. And this would happen, because I wasn't aware. So this was a karmic cycle for me that I broke. So now I'm at a place where I'm like, I'm going to basically ground my seed of self-love and let it grow naturally. I'm going to let it take root into Mother Gaia. I'm going to make sure my seed is grounded in soil that is going to be beneficial for me. I'm not just going to put my seed of self-love into dry, barren land. I'm purposely choosing where I'm planting my seeds of self-love. And instead of me like, where I planted the seed, let me water it, and then I get a love offer or a, conditional affection offer, I planted the seed, let me go back to it. No. My self-love is like a beautiful tree, and it must be nurtured. It's like my self-love is like a baby being conceived within me, growing within me. I'm giving birth to it. I'm nurturing it, giving it the milk that it deserves. And I'm watching it not just, grow and expand to age 18. No. I'm a mother to my self-love no matter what. And at different stages of every, age it is, I'm teaching it how to be self-reliant and independent, so that if my self-love meets someone whose intentions is to get me off guard, well, that ain't got nothing to do with me. In fact, my self-love is going to be so strong that I'm going to acknowledge that is your reality, that is not my reality, and I'm going to protect my emotional body away from that negativity. So when we're talking about healing from a long line of sadism in the rape culture that we live in, you have to acknowledge that while you know the truth about pure sex and love, there are those who will not know it, and they will see your willingness to give to yourself as a challenge, and they will go above and beyond to manipulate and coerce you into sharing your pure sexual energy with them. Now, there is no timeline of healing from deep sadism. See, sex lives are private. What we see mostly is, okay, such and such is going to work, such and such is making money, look at such and such's family, such and such went on vacation. But a lot of people are interested in people's sex lives. When they say sex sells, it's not that it's because sex is such a big deal. It's because some toxic masculine energy could not get what they wanted from someone. So they really went above and beyond to create this illusion that I love you, have sex with me. What do I need to do to get your love? Okay, I'm doing this. That's not enough. Okay, that's not enough. That's not enough. Literally, the higher your value, the more someone is willing to pay you for sex, aka purity. Okay? That's why you have people bidding for little kids. How fucked up is that? Now, there's going to be a part 3. All right.